Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Caliper large pendant. This is going to be the 131066. This is the larger of the two pendants. This would be great over a big kitchen island. However, there's smaller versions of this that would be also great over a kitchen island, and this could be great over a breakfast table. All kinds of different places you can use it. Let's get into the size of the fixture itself, and that's going to be independent of the rods that it's hanging from. Coming in at 24.6 inches overall height, and then 16.3 inches in diameter, and that's going to be the bottom of the fixture. When we talk about the overall height, now we're talking about the distance from the bottom of the fixture, which would be bottom of the glass, to the actual ceiling itself, and you can have a pretty good range. 27.2 at its shortest and 72.2 at its longest. So if you need to go beyond 72.2, this is going to ship with 11 feet of wire. You're going to have a little bit of wire to get to from the fixture to the box. However, we can get you pretty far. So if you need to go beyond the 72.2, email me what you're trying to achieve from the ceiling to the bottom of the fixture. Most likely you're just going to need to order a couple more rod kits to get there. If you need to go well beyond that, like from a second story down and go beyond the 11 feet of wire, we do customs. So same deal. You'll email me and say you're looking for 220 inches overall height or whatever. And I'm going to take your email, send it through Hubbardton Forge's customs department. It's going to come back with an answer. We do customs every day. Why don't we talk about a couple other things on this? Let's talk about the canopy up on the ceiling. It's going to be 5.5 inches round going over your standard 4-inch junction box. Show you a little bit more information about this and the canopy and more. Let's go look at the installations instructions really quick. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen. Midway down you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that up for me. It is going to show you a full parts list of all the parts that are going to come with this. It's going to show you how it goes together, which we'll talk about in 2 seconds. But it's going to show you some nice detailed drawings of the fixture, the socket setup. It's going to show you what that canopy is like that goes over your 4-inch junction box. And it's always good to look at those if you get a chance. A lot of good information there for you. This is only 14.2 pounds, so there's no weight restrictions. It's very light. It is slope ceiling adaptable to 45 degrees, so you're good to go there. And the glass on this is going to be available in 2 types. So you're going to have clear, which is going to be a totally clear glass, no air bubbles, just crystal clear. And the other one is this kind of mirrored, smoky glass. It's really interesting. It's got a bit of a mirror thing going on, but it's still transparent. And it's got the color of smoke, so it's very sophisticated. Okay, moving on. Why don't we talk about what's going on as far as how these are going to be hanging. So Hubbardton has this system of interconnected rods. When you go back to that install sheet, or if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, and remember, you're going to see a chart over there. That chart is going to have a whole bunch of overall heights listed, and those are going to be from the ceiling to the bottom of that glass that you can achieve by using different combinations of these rods. You're going to be getting 3 of the 12s to begin with. You're going to get 1 of the 6, 1 of the 3. You're going to get a whole bunch of these little connectors that put them all together because there's threading on each end of these. And they're very easy to put together. So what I would probably do is I would wait to put the glass on until the very end of the story. Once it's up, I would figure out which of these rods I'm going to need for my overall height that I saw on that chart. I'm going to put the part with the socket down and the caliper part down here, and on a table, probably on a blanket. I'm going to put my little parts out in the line. You're going to take the wire and you're just going to put through those pieces one by one. So you're going to go through a connector, through a pipe, through a connector, through a pipe, and eventually out that canopy. And then you're really just going to screw it together. So it goes like this, really simple, really fast, and super clean because the engineering from Hubbardton Forge is just the best. So check it out. You can barely even see that there's a line there. As far as lamping goes on it, you've got a medium base socket facing down, like this, like that. And remember, you're going to be able to see through your glass, so I don't think you're going to go for a bulb like this. I think you're going to go for something kind of pretty. You could go for one of those cool Edison bulbs. They have little points on the bottom. They look kind of old-timey. But these guys are actually just phosphorus LEDs, and they kind of have that Edison look going on anyway. If you want to go for an incandescent bulb, you can still do that, 100 watt max, which is quite a bit. But you know what? These LEDs are pretty awesome. This is a A19, that's a standard size LED. This guy is a little bigger, this is an A20, an A21, A22 will also fit in this. So these, the smaller one, I can find easily at a 60 watt equivalent, 75 watt equivalent. but I can also find these at 100 watt equivalent if I look online. This is a, like I said, an A20. I got a 4-pack of these at Home Depot, and they were super cheap, and I thought they were a great deal. The color is what I like as far as the light coming out of them. They're dimmable, all those good things, and that would be perfect in there because this is a good size fixture. It's 16 inches in diameter. I want to get a lot of light out of it if I need to. Then you can do tasks at that table. You might be putting this over an island where you do need task lighting. That's the light coming down right here. Anyway, so I thought this was pretty good, and it ticked all the bells. So, but anyway, there's no limit when you get into LEDs other than can I get the bulb into this fixture, and I know that pretty much every one I do up to like a 300 watt equivalent is going to fit in this. So don't be afraid that you're not going to get enough light. Color of the light, like I mentioned, is, and this one, 3000 Kelvin, that's warm white, soft white. That's the light coming down on this table right now. We talk about it in every video. But you can also find these in different other ways. So you can find them in 2700 Kelvin. That's like a super yellow setting sun. You can also find them in that kind of daylight. It's called daylight, but it's actually not like sunlight. It is a cold bluish white light. It's like a hospital waiting room or like an overcast day. That's going to be 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin on that Kelvin scale. Again, what we like to use is 3,000 Kelvin, and that's what the light coming down on me. And that's warm white, soft white. But in any of the cases, make sure it says dimmable on that box, and you tell your installer you're using a dimmable LED. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you are on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over in the red tabs with the pictures in them over there. You're going to see a Finishes Help Guide tab. Open that up for me. It's going to be a video there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a chart just down below, so scroll down a little bit. You're going to see a chart. You can click on that chart, so you can click on dark smoke, you can click on soft gold, doesn't matter. Big page will pop up showing you lots of different things in that finish. You can go back to the chart and you'll notice there's letters A's on them, letter B's on some of those things, and that's going to be showing you this range of variants that you can expect to see on different translucent finishes, but I'll talk about all of that in the video, okay? Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. And those same red tabs, you're going to see a what's on display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus, you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.